Manja Pamodzi, meaning putting our hands together to clean up the environment. So this establishes the value chains around the city by building capacities in collectors who get recyclable materials, including plastics, cardboards, bottles, and tins. So they bring them to an aggregator who then buys from the initial collectors. Then once the aggregator reaches the targets in terms of much quantity, then they are collected and sent to the processors, who then go to process and make valuable products from that.
Zambian breweries realized that most of our post-consumer packaging waste was coming in recyclable materials that would otherwise create dirty or congest different areas in our city. And so the company sat down and thought that we could as well be part of the solution to the problem of waste in the city.
Instead of filling up the streets, we collect this. We have our collectors on site. They collect all the recyclable materials. They bring. So, as you can see in my background, there's a collection. There's a half collection of the cartons, conical cartons. These basically are a 1 week collection. Yes, from a square radius, probably of about 5 kilometers from here.
So we have set up 13 buyback centers. And these buyback centers are managed by people we call aggregators. Collectors are women and men who we have mobilized, engaged, and trained. We have enrolled, trained, and engaged a total of over 690 collectors across Lusaka. And so these collectors will be found in the areas where we have set up the 13 buyback centers. Since the inception of the project in February of 2015, on average per month, the people that are involved in the value chain, that is the collectors as well as the aggregators, are able to make an income of 450,000 kwacha through their business transactions. Over 78% of the collectors involved in the value chain are women. And most of these women actually are coming from households that are broken. By that I mean quite a number of them were either widowed, quite a number of them are single, quite a number of them are old. And so they would otherwise have no revenue streams, they would have no income until an opportunity like Manja Pamodzi came through, where they got engaged and from zero they went up to become heroes. And we've got examples of women who were doing nothing, sleeping on an empty stomach. And since their involvement in Manja Pamodzi, some of them are able to pay for their siblings' school fees, for their children's school fees. They're able to provide 3 decent meals in a day, which they could otherwise not be able to provide before they were involved in the Manja Pamodzi value chain. So all those are pointers to the fact that this project has made a huge difference in the lives of different players, and particularly the women that have been involved in the project from inception.
Palibe banene nzo kuchita, banene nikalibe kuyamba Manja Pamodzi, palibe chanene nachitako na kuchimozi. So pamene inabwira Manja Pamodzi, ndiye pamene tinayamba manje kuchita correct mabotrozi, maheu, madishes, maplastiki, ma score, socha betikareta, vati pasa, vati kashinga kandrama, tapelekera bana kuskuru, tadya, kambili stima kwanisa kukaika kutika fike pa month end.
Manja Pamodzi or stroke IGP is mainly about recycling. It's about solid waste management in a sustainable way. For myself, even if I'm not making as much money as I should, but there is potential. I can employ people and pay them salaries. And I can also help the women who supply the materials to me. I buy, and then the money that they get, they use it for their daily lives.
I don't shirambo kutola, no na panata pako kutola, nimana kuti paleba ko change. Vantu nganatola, na isa mkushitisha kokano no kuno na kulia kunganda na mkushita moto totonde fwaya twakudia abana panganda. Baboya bajoyina, badoba nabo baleta, baona mo ubwino manje. Kuti akazi vintu tezokuona niso chabe kazi vina phindu. Ifunika kuti zona ntchito yathu iyi kai tidoba madoti yonse maplastiki maboto machani macardbox munkhalako kilini mujamu
per day kai sometimes timatenga green label then titenga 2 green label taimangira pamodzi so then tatwika so tabwerera futi tandochita futi correct futi tatenga futi penangu kuchoka from 8 hours to 16 hours tibwera chabiti ileta ma correct taleta kuma heu ma dishes machani vane vapaka chefasi makamaka ne mapaka fasi ni clear clear na maheo ndia mne mapaka fasi so ngati ni clear eve tingalete the whole day tingo kuleta chema saka nangu almost nangu 10 masaka tingalete pede manebazi semu paneti na bwata yamba nangu now so wamatiseka wamakambati tiliko so so ine kulingana na chamene nichita niziva chane nichita chifukwa sinigona njala abana bakudya every time tikudya sitigona njala abana kusukuru baenda sometimes manebazi benangu bana kusukuru so baenda because wa ndrama badibe but ine bana kusukuru baenda kudya nikudya every day because out nishita correct my bottles nangu bani sekati ndino funta but nishita correct bwino panyumba bana sibagona njala.
Lusaka, our capital city, is an area that has been known to have episodes of cholera, a breakout of a diarrheal disease that has affected a number of households in the recent past. So projects like Manja Pamodzi have played a pivotal role to ensure that our surroundings are clean. Our drainages, for example, the ones that MCA Zambia has helped to fund and construct, are kept for a longer space of time and are able to help with the passage of water. And beyond that, we are in an environment that is more acceptable now than before. And so all that is because of interventions like what Manja Pamodzi has been able to contribute to. Our collections from our different communities has been able to see to it that our communities are cleaner and we're in a cleaner environment, and so less disease, less problems, and less burden on different donors that would want to invest in such kind of challenges. We are very positive that Manja Pamodzi will be very sustainable, and from what we can see right now, it is quite sustainable. Because, for example, from inception to date, we have collected over 6,028 tons of recyclable waste. And that amounts to over 1 million kwacha in revenue that has been earned by the collectors and aggregators involved in the value chain. And so because of that, we're confidently able to say that these structures are sustainable and this project is sustainable. And as a result of that, we've gone ahead to facilitate the setting up of the Manja Pamodzi Foundation Limited to continue with such activities beyond Lusaka.